Okay, this is longevity spinach, and you can see how pale it is. I think this is supposed to be a really nice dark green. There's two of them and they're both like that. This is a little kohlrabi. Again, really light green. This is a sweet pepper, and I got that going on. Here's another leaf of that. It's got some spots on it. It is finally getting some fruit though. That's a nice big pepper on there. This is some dwarf sage. It seems to be doing okay. Some Swiss chard transplants. They're growing slowly, but they're growing. This is a hot pepper. This one has some issues. It's got that going on the leaves. This is my best bearing plant, believe it or not. This one is bad as the leaves look on it. Is one of the only things that really performed. So these are a couple beets that I took out of a wicking bed that were really tiny, and they seem to be doing fantastic. I just transplanted them in here and they seem to love it. I do have a couple little spots on this one. That's a cabbage, seems to be doing great. This one we're not even going to count. This is a jalapeno pepper that was doing horribly outside, and I brought it in and put it in here, and it lost all of its icky leaves, and it's just thriving. So I don't know, evidently it's better than what it was doing outside. So this I've got a light over because it's a real dark spot in my Walipini. So a tomato cutting, some oak leaf lettuce, a little celery. It's probably hard for you to see because of the red light, but where's the other guy? Oh, I can't even see him with this. I think there's another beet right there. This is a broccoli plant that has been in here since February 14th, and the leaves look great on it, but it has never gotten any broccoli on it. This is my Malabar spinach. You can see it's growing, but the leaves they look like that. So it is flowering and growing like a weed, as it does, but herbs seem to be doing fantastic. This is he's sticking out under here. It's like a creeping rosemary. These are a couple Romanesco broccolis. The mint bed, what are you gonna say? It's mint. It does have a little bit going on here though, but seems to be thriving. This is thyme that I also brought in from outside. It seems like everything that I bring in from outside that has been doing poorly comes in here and just thrives. So this thing's going nuts. There's another rosemary, another thyme, basil. This stuff has just not done anything. I started this from seed, and it just looks like that, and it just never does anything. Peas. This is something that it happens continuously. It's just a shelling pea, and it gets about that big, and then the leaves on the bottom start to die, and they just die all the way up on it until I finally just pull it. This is some curled leaf parsley. You see that. This is oregano. I added some of your nutrients about 3 days ago, and this thing just exploded with growth. This section right here, this is all from here up, is all new, just from like the 3 days growth. It's just incredible. It's another thyme plant. This is a variegated lemon thyme. He just sits here. Nothing. It doesn't grow. It doesn't die. It doesn't do anything. A spicy oregano and some marjoram. It's supposed to be variegated. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Here's another one that just has never done anything. This is a holy basil, and it has just been barely hanging on ever since I planted it. This is another Swiss chard with rolled up leaves. A lemon verbena that just exists. This is another little, a different variety of holy basil that is dying. It's not going to last much longer. This is a little floating raft bed, deep water culture, whatever you want to call it, that I have lettuce in, and I put some lights over. Let me just move it out of the way so you can see what's going on in here. This seems to be doing fine. The Chinese cabbage in the back has like a little bit of, I don't know, little scabby things on it, but otherwise, this seems to be growing well. So, I don't know. These are some pak choys in there too, and they seem happy. Radicchio, I don't know how to pronounce it, and some more pak choy. This is a lavender, just kind of sits there. That's a different kind of lavender. That's patchouli. This one has some of them yellowing leaves on it. I'll back way up for this. This is turmeric and ginger. The ginger is doing fantastic. The turmeric is burning around the edges. Bacopa, going nuts. Loves it. Astragalus. I'm not sure if it's just running its normal life cycle and dying back, or if it's also deficient in something. These are wicking beds here. These are peanuts in a wicking bed, and this is what I got going on here. These little, almost looks like somebody dusted them with powdered sugar. It seems like the new growth on them is all, focus, there we go, kind of burning, curling up, whatever. This is garlic, and it is not doing well. These are rutabagas, and they are beautiful. I have to keep cutting the big leaves off because they just keep falling into all the other beds. These are potatoes, and they're getting kind of, this almost seems like a lighting problem to me though. They're really tall and lanky. Let's see. There's a cucumber leaf back there in the wicking bed. The cucumbers do better in the wicking beds with the soil, but they're still doing that. But there's the top of the cucumber. It's getting nice and tall. These are some bush beans. They look fantastic. These, I've been putting these growth marks on here so I can see how they're growing. And this one, literally, like, there's a growth mark here and here. That was like 4 days of growth. It's just incredible. So these are beets, have been in here forever, and that's what their leaves look like. They just look like, just, I don't know, like they're spotted with, you know, with like white, I don't know. It's just weird. Come on, focus. And some leaves are doing that, and that. And lemongrass is happy. This is what typically happens to cucumbers. They start out okay. They start to turn a really light green, and then the leaves start dying. I tore some out this morning. I'm going to send you just a still picture of, because you'll see exactly what I'm talking about then. The dill, beautiful. Chives here. These are ones I brought in from outside. They grow like an inch or two every day. This is supposed to be a bush bean, and beans do not do well. That's, if it's focusing, you can't tell. It gets a burned edge like that, and these very rarely make it. You can see how light, the further up I go, the lighter it gets. That one, I'm going to pull it. This is a Brussels sprout that's happy, and these are all cuttings. These are tomato cuttings. That's a sweet bay cutting, and I think that's actually dirt on there, that white stuff. This is a tomato cutting that's not doing so well. This one's doing okay. This is basil. This is the best basil that I've grown in here, but and this seems like more of a lighting problem. It's just kind of lanky. That's another little basil. And this is a cinnamon plant. And that's what that looks like. So that's what I got going on. yeah, if you got any ideas, I would be happy to hear them. So thanks a lot.